Please be seated. Distinguished guests, members of the faculty, members of the 2017 class, their families, and loved ones. Welcome to the 2017 commencement exercises for the Georgetown Asade Global Executive Masters of Business Administration program. I'm George Liebensfeld, Director of Academic Affairs for Executive Degree Programs at the McDonough School of Business, and I am honored to participate in the ceremony this morning. We'll begin our ceremony with an invocation delivered by Reverend Jerry Hayes of the Society of Jesus, Director of Ignatian Programs, Mission and Ministry. Following the invocation, Dr. James J. Angel, Associate Professor, McDonough School of Business, will read the Georgetown University Charter. Please stand for the invocation.
To the one who has called us each by name, as we hear our own names spoken aloud today and receive diplomas and certificates of accomplishment, let us also hear your voice calling each one present to receive a word of purpose and direction in life. We celebrate finishing a chapter in our own history, that we may continue from this day and this place to create outstanding stories that surround us every day and in all places we may find ourselves. And so with friends and family who have gathered to encourage and support these graduates, we welcome the presence of our Creator, who has anticipated this moment from the beginning of time.
Please be seated. In 1815, Georgetown's president, John Reverend Grassi of the Society of Jesus, asked our first student, then Congressman William Gaston, for whom this hall is named, to present a petition for a federal charter. The bill passed the House and Senate in February 1815 and was signed by the president on the same day the Senate ratified the Treaty of Peace ending the War of 1812. Accordingly, it is our custom to initiate academic ceremonies with a reading of that charter.
It reads as follows. Be it enacted by the Senate and the House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, that it shall and may be lawful for such persons as now are, or from time to time may be, the president and directors of the College of Georgetown within the District of Columbia, to admit any of the students belonging to said college or other persons meriting academical honors to any degree in the faculties, arts, sciences, and liberal professions to which persons are usually admitted in other colleges or universities of the United States, and to issue in an appropriate form the diplomas or certificates which may be requisite to testify to the admission of such degree. Signed, Langdon Cheeves, Speaker of the House of Representatives, John Gaillard, President pro tempore of the Senate. Approved March 1st, 1815, James Madison.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Luis Vargas Baez.
Thank you. Good morning, Academic Director Paul Almeida, Pedro Parada, and Mark Bosch, Georgetown and its other representatives, distinguished faculty members, family, friends, and of course, the GEMBA class of 2017, my friends. First of all, on behalf of the entire cohort, I would like to express our sincere congratulations to Dr. Paul Almeida, who will become the new Dean of McDonough School of Business effective August 1st. Paul, we are very happy with your appointment. The School of Business is in the best hands, and we have no doubt that with your work, leadership, and inspiration, you will lead future cohorts on a path full of success. Let's give him a big round of applause, please. Dear GEMBA class of 2017, my friends, it is a great honor for me to speak today on your behalf. The challenge of doing this speech has been as big as the recognition that you have given me. It has allowed me to organize my feelings about what I have experienced over the last year. I've also been able to seek to uncover meaning now that we have finished this program. While preparing for today, I found a selection from the 1994 commencement speech that Kurt Vonnegut delivered to Syracuse University graduates. In it, Vonnegut remembered the professors who had made a difference in his life. One professor taught Vonnegut about the work of the artists. This professor believed that artists recognize that they cannot straighten out the whole universe. Knowing this, they choose a small part of that world and turn it into what it should be, using a piece of canvas, a little clay, or a simple paper. In other words, they use the means and tools they skillfully handled. We are not unlike the artists referenced by Vonnegut's professor. We come from different backgrounds that are determined by place of birth, family history, and career trajectory. Yet, over the last 14 months, we have developed a common toolkit that binds us together. After today, we will take our separate and now shared experiences as we each find a small place in the universe to begin to straighten. For me, this story begins in May 2016 in Bogotá, Colombia, the city where I was born. I was accompanying my father, who was suffering from terminal cancer on his deathbed. We knew that the time he had left with us was short, and so my family committed to being by his side as much as possible. I had just arrived from Mexico, the country where I currently live, loaded the readings from Module 1, the first step of this path. I used the moments when my father slept to study our assigned text. On one occasion, he woke up and looked at me and said, "Hey, son, what are you doing?" I explained to him that the readings were necessary for the program that I just start to begin. And to this, he responded me, "Look, I am not sure if you need that, but what I do know is that you deserve that." My father died just the day before the first module started. Also, over the last 14 months, some of us have watched important people depart from our lives. Khaled, Aguila. Today, we remember them fondly, and we make them part of this achievement, confident that they look at us from above with pride. At the same time, we have witnessed how life is renewed through the arrival of the new life in the homes of some of our classmates. The beautiful Ariana, Ariel. Thank you, Gambanai, for being there in the good and in the bad times. Your support was a gift. This is life. When we take a moment to reflect, we are reminded of its cyclical nature. Each ending is also the beginning of a new story. We must honor this cycle while we work to strengthen our part of the universe. In the same way, this program is marked by cycles, modules that start and end. We have taken an incredible journey around the world, stopping in several continents, knowing different realities in really extreme situations. While we were doing that, we learned about global policymaking, international relations, business strategy, and management leadership. We found in globalization the tool to understand the complexity of the world, analyzing the differences. And we ourselves are a diverse group, composed of people of different nationalities, 15 citizenships, 19 languages, 9 countries. Yes, I know, this is not including the 19 languages. It's just my bad English. Different beliefs, cultures, religions, and formations. This unique mixture of people gave life to our GEMBA 9 cohort. I declare myself as a big fan of a woman. I have the best examples at home with my beautiful wife, my 2 daughters, and my mother. I am really proud of you. I am also proud that the 46% of our cohort was comprised of women. The highest percentage representation since the GEMBA program began. These 11 women added such depth, passion, and balance to our experience. To each of you girls, I look forward to watching you each change the world. Our cohort worked because the presence, spirit, and participation of each one of its members. As the program progressed, the bonds and diversity of its participants were key to the group's growth. Our connection were solidified through collaborative experiences that simulated the real world. We taught ourselves to share and work as a team, respecting each other's ideas and committing to achieving our goals. We made a virtual piece of the world connected by technology. WhatsApp groups, 16 or some, no? You know. Zoom video conferences, especially Saturdays morning and Sunday. Don't worry, Dina, you will have your weekend back. In fact, the last 14 months were a very hard time. I would like to thank the wives, husbands, parents, siblings, daughters, sons, bosses, co-workers, and friends who have supported us over the last 14 months. Without the unconditional support of all these wonderful and encouraging people, this experience will not have been nearly as fulfilling. In many cases, you had to double, even triple your prior responsibilities in your role. You stayed at home during our absences and kept the life running. You had the right words at the right time, especially when we were tired or discouraged. So on behalf of GEMBA 9, I would like to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for your unwavering support. This achievement is as much yours as ours. Thank you very much. We would also like to thank Georgetown University and the ESADE Business School in Orange. Their tradition as educators, as trainers, inspired by Jesuit values, encourages a unique environment where students can fully develop their intellectual curiosity. To its representatives, Pedro, Paul, and Mark, as well as the rest of the staff, thank you for your dedication at each moment of this great journey. And of course, our excellent professors deserve accolades and gratitude. You were the real shapers of our potential. You shake our full capabilities. So after a really exhausting year, here we are today, receiving our master's degree. Being a master implies sharing and teaching our knowledge and experiences to others. I want us to live today and radiate our knowledge to the people around us, carrying our light around the world, finding the place where we are best equipped to apply our new vision. Our new role as leaders and masters commits us to the future. We are responsible to the new generation. We are tasked with strengthening our small piece of the universe. In a world so overwhelmed by its leaders' differences, where we wake up with the news that show a dark and a negative outlook, today should be an encouragement. Look at our group. We are representatives of world's diversity who have found respect and reconciliation in dialogue and inclusion. These are the tools that move society forward. Today, I have more faith in the human being, and I can certainly say that our values are a beacon to give examples and break passive attitudes in order to make a better place to live. Our continued hard work is the key to lasting and meaningful changes. These are the lessons learned by this group of exceptional human beings who receives today their degree. I am humbled to be included. With one more cycle to go, I return to my father's phrase, which I remember at the beginning of this speech, and I would like to extend it to all my peers. We deserve to be here, to our effort, our dedication, and their support. In reality, his words were more of a challenge than a verdict. Go out and show you deserve this Georgetown ESADE degree. Show you are a master. For today, my friends, I invite you to enjoy with great happiness this enormous satisfaction, because tomorrow the next cycle will begin. Our merit will be shown day by day with our commitment to excellence, dedication, example, passion, and perseverance. Remember, it is not just about finding your way. It is also about helping others to find theirs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Luis. As you know and appreciate, part of the strength of any degree program is the academic content. It is now my pleasure to introduce the program's academic directors who are responsible for the curriculum and other content. Professors Mark Bush, Pedro Parada, and Paul Almeida will now present a few personal reflections about the class and the experiences shared during the last 14 months.
I have no slides, so I'll be brief. Graduations are a funny thing. We get together, we celebrate with family, we understand that there are going to be some commonalities across all graduations. A baby will cry, someone will speak too long, and you'll always think about your parking. That's just the way these things work. I want to share with you something that I would like you to take as a mistake that I made and something you shouldn't do. There's something funny about the people who self-select into a program like this, and that is that the goalposts keep moving. The goalposts are always moving for us. When they're no longer moving, I guess we've hit the proverbial wall. That would be bad. But the goalposts keep moving. So how to make sense of a graduation moment when you know that tomorrow you'll wake up and the goalposts will have already moved? I can tell you from my own past. I remember when I flew home from defending my dissertation and my wife and my 6-month-old son were waiting for me. And they had big handmade signs all over the apartment saying, "Congratulations, Daddy." And I looked at my wife and I said, "For what? I don't have tenure yet." To this day, I regret that I never celebrated that accomplishment. And it wasn't about being for me. Do it for your family. Thank them for what they did. It's more than just that they suffered this with you. They made this possible. Do this for your family. They deserve it as much. They make it possible and conducive for us to do these things because of their support. But tomorrow morning when you wake up, the goalposts have moved. Get going. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences with us here at Georgetown. Thank you so much for entrusting us with getting you to that next playing field on which you can see the next goalposts. We've enjoyed having you with us. We're proud of your accomplishments. Thank you so much.
So let me actually take where Mark left and focus on the celebration part, which is critical given what you did, and also mention that I'll be brief, not because it's short, but I'll speak fast probably, as you know, so that's it. But anyway, so I would, again, congratulations to you and your families. It was really an interesting journey, and I'm sure that actually, just as you grew up and had your ups and downs during this program, I'm sure that your significant others had that experience, and also, no, you see that it's a journey where you grow up, you improve as an individual, as a professional, as an understanding of society, the basic challenges that we all face. And also, it fosters this imagination, right? This commitment to try to make a difference. In that sense, I would like to say, one, we have to celebrate the change that all of us observe in you, but also we changed as well. Faculty and staff in our institutions, Georgetown and ESADE, we grow up with you. And that's the beauty. When you dedicate yourself to education, is you are helping people to improve, but also we improve ourselves in the same process. And in that sense, again, congratulations. But then with the change, there comes commitment, right? And the commitment has to be on making a difference. And the difference has to be not only for yourselves, but your people that are closer to you, your relatives and friends, but also to society. That's important. Remember, in the end, the Jesuit values that we represent both at Georgetown and ESADE connect to that. In the end, we are committed to making a better world, and that's something we always have to remember. No? So make sure that you use that, build up constructively in making a difference and impact on the people who are next to you, okay, extended. But also with the commitment comes engagement. So in order to make and have an impact in society, you need to engage. And engage not only, again, with your daily activities, your duties, but also with your colleagues. And again, you have now an extended family, as you well said, Luis. This is a family. We on this side are also part of your family. But in the end, you remember that this is an enlarged family because there are other GEMBA graduates who also came before you, and the people who are coming next to you. They will for sure find a different and a better experience thanks on all the things that we did and experimented and we build up together in this program. No? So again, remember, it's change, commitment, engagement, and come back. This is not the end, this is the beginning. That's the beauty. We have to celebrate now because we are finishing one stage, but we are opening up another one, which is, again, giving back, continue that. And remember, Georgetown and ESADE will always be your house. Congratulations.
So good morning. About 10 years ago, a little more than 10 years ago, Mark Bush, Pedro Parada, I and a number of professors and staff launched the first ever GEMBA. And now we look back as we're going to hand over to new leadership. We hung on as long as we could, but they're literally pushing us out now. I look back and say, we have so much to celebrate. This was an untested, unproved experiment 10 years ago. This idea of global education, this idea that you could go to different places with very different people and learn from each other. This idea that the experiences, not just the classroom, actually teach you a lot. The idea that students can find their own way in unpredictable ways that none of us could foresee, and it would still be very, very valuable. And so, really, more than anything else, I want to thank you for making this idea work. Because we don't and will never fully appreciate everything you worked through. I'm sure there were tears, and there was laughter, and there was frustration, and there was anger, and there was enjoyment, and there was discovery, and all the emotions that you couldn't possibly describe and sometimes even remember. But you made this experiment work, and we're very grateful for you for that. So thank you very much for that. Isn't it wonderful to be in this hall, right? It evokes history, right? And something we need to always remember, that we're a part of a grand tradition. Almost, more than 200 years ago, Georgetown was founded, close to the birth of a new nation. And those were kind of weird times. If you think of the politics, if you think of the economics, if you think of militarily, the idea of what our country was going to be, right? And Georgetown came to the fore, and offered solutions by helping train the leaders of a new nation. And we still have that responsibility, Georgetown and Asade together. In a confusing world, in a world where we're not quite sure what values are really good or bad, we can offer history, we can offer permanence, we can offer insights, we can offer insights into complexity, and we can offer assurance to people who are seeking direction and unsure where the world is going. And we have that responsibility, and we have that opportunity, and we have the toolkit, and we have the legitimacy. So please don't underestimate what you can do. When Vince talked yesterday and told us that heartwarming story, by the way, Vince, I have a lot to thank you for, because my wife attended dinner, as you know, yesterday, and she said, okay, now I know what you're doing is worthwhile. It only took me 22 years, but thank you. So give yourself an opportunity to lead from wherever you are. You know, your degree and experience here will open up doors and new possibilities. You will, in many cases, travel and work in even newer countries and areas and industries. And wherever you go and whatever you do, remember where you're from. Really, who are Georgetown and Asade? We're lovely campuses and elegant buildings and scholarly faculty, hopefully good professors, caring staff, wonderful students. But most of all, we are the alumni who are out everywhere in the world, defining us and really the value of our education by what you do and where you do it and how you do it. You define us. And if we are to be successful, and if we are to be proud, and if we are really making a difference, it is through you making that difference. So, as you go away, we're going to miss you. So wherever life takes you, please come home. Come home by hiring your colleagues. Come home for referrals, for contacts, for advice. I'm always free with my advice, even if it's bad. I will give it to you. Come home to share your expertise as teachers, as guest speakers. Come home to meet your colleagues, both old and new. Come home to enrich who we are together, or come home just to say hello. We'll be waiting, I promise you that. We'll keep the light on. For you, Hoyas, you are part of Asade and Georgetown now and forever. And this is a great reason to celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you, Academic Directors Paul Almeida, Pedro Parada, and Mark Bush, for sharing your thoughts with us today. We will now call forward the 27 candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration. Will Dean Williamson and Deputy Dean Almeida take their place? And will Professors Bush and Parada please come forward to hood the candidates? I will now call forth the individual students. Will the first row please come forward? Please hold all your applause until all of the students have returned to their seats. Khalid Abdel Samad. Jose Fernando Aguilar. Olayinka Akasanya. Adnan Almheri. Maxim Altmark. Sama Ben Abdallah. Paisley Marie Benaza. Vince Bertram. Sean Carroll. Devin Dow. Mark Flynn. Roy Galan. David Hochberg. Sajad Khan. Meredith Munoz Bergman. Madhulika Nataraja. Santiago Osorio. Karen Page. Lanye Smith. Itzhak Snyder. Dina Sota. Luis Vargas Baez. Agila Sundaram. Holly Welch Stubbing.
Dean Williamson, as Deputy Dean for Executive Programs and Innovation in the McDonough School of Business at Georgetown University, and on behalf of our colleagues at ESADE, I have the honor to present to you the aforementioned candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration. When these candidates have been duly examined and recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Directors, I ask that you bestow on these students the degrees in course. Will the candidates please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and by the President and Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I officially confer upon the recommended candidates the degree of Master of Business Administration. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the 2017 class of the Georgetown University ESADE Business School Global Executive MBA program. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2017, officially alumni now, by the way, please extend a heartfelt thanks to a group of people who have worked very hard during this past 14 months in supporting you. With the parents, spouses, children, families, and friends of the class of 2017, please rise and be recognized. Yes, your mummies and daddies are really smart now. I'd like to thank one more group of people. It's been my privilege, first of all, for 10 years to work with two wonderful colleagues, and we've been equal partners in everything we do. One speaks really fast, but I couldn't hardly believe it was Pedro today. He was really slowing down. And one is incredibly wise even without slides. But if you'd please thank Pedro Parada and Mark Bush. And of course, I'm really privileged to be amongst my faculty colleagues and staff colleagues. They make the program work in so many ways across so many countries. So please join me in thanking them as well. Thank you all. It is now my honor to invite our Dean, Rohan Williamson, to share some remarks with the class.
Paul, thank you very much. I As Mark said, these things are pretty much the same in terms of structure of graduation. And as the dean, you tend to speak last, so you know you have to be very quick because you stand in the way of people celebrating. I will be brief, but I can't go as fast as Pedro did. It's mind-boggling. But I would like to offer a heartfelt thank you to the husbands, wives, partners, children, parents, and friends of our graduates. Thank you for your support. Thank you for sharing them with us. And now, thank you for everything you will continue to do together to make a difference in the world. To our graduates, congratulations. You made it. You began your tenure as GEMBAs just ahead of my appointment here as the interim dean, and it also allows me to take full credit for the great things that happened during your program. I've enjoyed being on the journey together with you. I appreciate all that you have done to leave your stamp on the Global Executive MBA program. You enrolled in GEMBA for different reasons. Some of you wanted to hone your business skills. Others may have been looking to make a transition to a new job. Maybe some of you just couldn't say no to our outstanding group of recruiters. We wanted you to travel the world with us so we can transform and inspire you. So much has transpired during your year together. You have completed a rigorous business curriculum with foundations and principled leadership, service, and a global mindset offered by 3 prominent Jesuit universities. You've traveled the world together, gaining new perspective and insights across a host of dimensions. You have bonded with one another, expanding your network and forming friendships that will last a lifetime. You have discovered strength within you didn't realize you had. As mentioned earlier by Luis, you've come from 14 countries, speak 20 languages. He said 19, but it's 20 languages. And I want to reiterate, there are 46% of women. And this cohort is the largest percentage ever in the GEMBA program. Congratulations. Your travels allowed you to become immersed in key business markets and government centers in the Americas, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. You utilized your managerial experience and GEMBA coursework to solve real problems for organizations in Bangalore. And looking forward, you will continue to integrate Georgetown's Jesuit values through your own GEMBA Legacy Project in collaboration with the Jesuit Refugee Service. So, regardless of why you chose to enroll in our Global Executive MBA, I hope you are leaving with more than you ever thought that you would. I think I can speak on behalf of my counterparts at the SADE when I say that we have one wish for you, that you leave this program today feeling both transformed and inspired. Transformed to find within yourself what has always been there, the ability to make a positive impact on the world, and inspired to go forth with newfound confidence to make it happen. You are our newest alumni, change makers, women and men for others. I wish you the best in all that you do and remind you that you always have a home on the hilltop. I look forward to continuing to celebrate your successes with you. And I want to wish you again, congratulations, class of 2017. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us today, and congratulations to our students once more. We wish you well in all your future endeavors and welcome you as members of the Georgetown and the SADE alumni families. Please rise as Father Hayes offers the benediction.
As your classes and grading are now complete, may each of you strive toward excellence in all you do. As these speeches conclude, may your voices now rise up to pronounce justice and peace in our world. As the celebrations and fanfares cease, may you sing of joy, even in the dark and lonely places. As the applause quiets, may you celebrate and lift up those around you. As you graduate today, may your achievements grow and cause growth in each of your communities. and may we all know of the overwhelming blessings of the one who created all things. Amen.
Will our guests please remain standing at their places until the faculty and students have recessed? We ask that the members of the graduating class proceed directly to the steps outside the Healy Building for a class photo. Family and friends are invited to follow the members of the platform party to the Healy Family Student Center for a celebratory reception. A map of the walking route is provided in the program book. The 2017 commencement ceremony is now officially closed.